The NS PES status thingy is finally going to be removed, and here's what the new system is all about. So you'll no longer see PES E class showcasing their High-Rot Single Pro patches on Instagram. So, for people who go confused over the phrase PES status, here's what it is. The PES status for NS has been ongoing since 1971. You see, when male Singaporeans need to serve NS, they will be split into different PES status, which stands for Physical Employment Standard Status. Simply put, usually, it means whether your body is fit to take on certain roles in NS. There will be many 5 status: PES A, PES B, PES C, PES E, and PES F. I know that since 2009, some of these PES status have become vitamins, like PES B1, PES B3, PES C9 or whatsoever, which is as confusing as what vitamin B1 does and what vitamin B3 does. So let me just broadly explain how it works. If you are PES A or PES B, you will likely be in the combat role, as you will be physically fit for most roles, like infantry soldiers fighting in the front line. If you are PES C, you might have some injuries or conditions that prevent you from doing all physical work that PES A or B soldiers can do. So you'll likely be in the non-combat or support role, like storeman. If you are PES E, due to certain health condition, you will not be taking on any physical role, so your role will likely be an office role. If you are PES F, you are exempted from NS altogether, but this is extremely rare. Anyways, it was mentioned back in 2013 that 27% of enlistees were PES A, 58% PES B, 8% PES C, and 7% PES E, with 2.5% assigned to critical and administrative roles. So, what will change? Under the refreshed medical classification system, pre-enlistee will no longer be given a PES letter grade. Instead, there are only 2 broad outcomes: medically fit for service or medically unfit for service. If you are fit, you serve. If you're unfit, you are exempted, which is extremely rare. But within the medically fit, the system will now give you a specific list of medical exemptions based on your actual conditions, not just one lump sum grade. So, in other words, think of it this way. In the current PES status, the canteen only has 4 stores: PES A, B, C, and E. And you can only eat from one of the stores, and each store sells the same thing. In the new system, there's only one store. You either eat from it, which means you are fit to serve, or you just go off, which means you are unfit to serve. And in the store that you eat is like 菜本. What you have might be different from your friends, since your exemptions, if any, can be different. I know it sounds confusing, but the whole idea is that you are not stuck with one PES status, but with either no exemption or with one or more exemptions. These exemptions could be, like exempted from SOC, exempted from IPPT, exempted from outfield, or maybe this one, I think of it myself, exempted from cooked house food.
Oh, you jolly well do intermittent fasting, are you bloody?
In a nutshell, you have either no exemption or you have some exemptions, and this will determine which role you can take, and therefore it's more, for lack of a better word, customizable. So why the change? If you are looking to advertise your business in this channel, we can help you. There are guaranteed views and many big brands have trusted us. Just click on the link in the description. Firstly, the world has changed. The SAF and Home Team now have a much wider variety of roles than in the 1970s. Think cybercrime operators, unmanned vessel operators, drone pilots. The old combat fit or non-combat fit binary just doesn't match reality anymore. As former Defense Minister Ng Eng said back in 2021, it makes little sense to apply that old binary to someone whose job is to operate an unmanned vessel from a screen. Second, a lot of people have been appealing. In 2025 alone, 3 out of 4 PES appeals submitted were requests for upgrades. Guys who wanted to be assigned to better roles but were blocked by their PES letter. Yeah, I'm just as shocked as you are, cause in my universe, it's the other way around. Thirdly, the numbers. MINDEF says the refresh system will allow about 1,200 servicemen every year to take on vocations and roles they were previously have been ineligible for. That's 1,200 guys a year who can finally do what they are actually capable of. Anyways, medical screenings under the new system starts from end June 2026. The first cohort under the refresh MCS will be SAF pre-enlistee enlisting in October 2027 and Home Team pre-enlistee enlisting in November 2027. Regulars, both existing and future, will transition over from 2028. By the way, I would like to reiterate that this is for all enlistees from both MINDEF and Home Team, and not just MINDEF. To know what NS is really like, from NS to reservice in the army, watch this video that we have done. Also, if you want to advertise with us, even as a standalone video, do contact us. Thank you for spending almost 4 minutes with me. I really appreciate it and hope you learned something.